On retombe là, nouvelle partie. Allez.
Once upon a time, the infamous rover Renardo ascended the floating isles.
Bon,
Then
on est
his
reparti.
mother called him to
Dernier
her
run de
death.
la soirée pour celle-là.
Swear to me
Commence,
that you
je
won't
joue mal là.
die on the gallows. She rasped.
Je joue vraiment mal.
Reluctantly, he swore. And he whiled away his days at home with music, cards, and wine. But the Emperor had changed. He'd been good once, a shy, almost humble toad.
Donc,
He built universities. But then people started whispering about mass graves in the woods, midnight rituals, victims screaming. The Imperial Ravens would round up entire villages, and no one ever returned. The Ravens had come to Ubar scouting for ancient books said to be of great power. But the librarians had hidden the books, so they'd burnt the librarians. The citizens, outraged, had driven them off. The Ravens had come back with dropships. The kid had flamed one of those books. He was brave and dumb and wanted to join the rebellion. And Renardo had promised his mother he'd protect him.
donc la dernière partie, on va essayer d'être concentré.
The kid was looking down, watching his city burn. Sorry, kid, Renardo told the kid.
C'est embêtant parce que sur le Imperial, sur le Rebellion Base, là, je gagne un bon 20 secondes. Mais c'est tout le reste que je foire là ce soir.
Oh, damn it. The kid had run off. With the book, of course. So Renardo had to run after him.
Et c'est parti.
The two ravens were staring at the kid like he was their dinner, which probably was what was in their tiny brains. Hey, Renardo said. They cocked their heads at him. Pick on someone as ugly as you. Wait, that didn't come out right. For the Emperor! The ravens cawed and rushed at him.
En voilà 4. Oui, j'ai pris. Yes. Là, c'était bien. Il y a eu un bon alignement là des ennemis, c'était parfait.
He hoped they hadn't noticed him. The kid. Oh, right.
Hop.
The Gate of Heroes. Someone's idea of a joke, making the Skyship Docks a gated community. You needed a hero's sword to open it. And the kid was on the other side of the gate. Who let you through? Promise me you'll take the book to the rebels. Or I'm gonna steal your ship. I'm not taking that damn book anywhere. And neither are you. Try and stop me, laughed the kid. I bet you don't even have a hero's sword. And with that, the kid hopped away. Had to hand it to the kid. He was an idiot.
Alors, on améliore l'épée.
Where was Renardo going to get a hero sword? Ore and wind. Perfect.
Mais non, non, oh putain.
A hero sword. QED.
Bon. Au moins c'est bon, ça veut dire qu'il y a place à amélioration.
The kid's mum had been a swell cook and she'd laughed at Renardo's jokes, even when he didn't know he'd made one. And then the ravens had come to burn her. And she'd made him promise to protect the kid. But she never told him where the book was, just the kid. He came up to a ledge. It was too far to jump. There'd been a bridge here before, hadn't there? And there was Peter, giggling at him. How'd you get across? He asked the kid. Where'd you find a hook? I hopped, said the kid. White-ass kid. Hey, look out behind you! Cute, said Renardo. Ah, ravens. time to talk some sense into the kid. Just hook his way across the ledge and chase the kid down. Thing was, he hadn't used his hook since he'd retired. Damn it. Maybe if he meditated at that altar there, he'd remember his old skills. It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot.
Et voilà.
Like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember. And there
Hop,
was the
maintenant on
Farfair.
va faire un petit lapin
She was the
grillé.
fastest ship he'd ever known. She could do the Kestra run in 12 furlongs. Oh, so the salesman had told him. And something told him the kid was about to walk into an ambush. "Stop!" he shouted. "I'm not giving you the book!" shouted the kid, and took off. "No! Peter!" The kid ran for it, and a goblin nailed him with its eyeball.
Et voilà.
The book was unburned.
Là,
Next to it were the buckles from the kid's shoes.
un petit tas de poussière.
A kid-sized pile of ashes. Damn it. Why hadn't he lied and told the kid he'd take the book to the rebels? The kid would be alive now. Really pissed off and betrayed, but alive. Oh, damn it. Renato picked up the book. He couldn't let the Empire have it. He was going to have to get it out of there. He'd be a wanted man. Probably have to join the rebellion just to have a place to dock. Well, he'd hated home life anyway.
Hop.
What was the big deal about this book anyway? Maybe he should open it and find out. All that had been years ago. How many? The war
Ok,
was a
donc
blur.
on est
And now 3 ravens
dans
scattered.
les temps.
Rebellion was out of time. Unless Renato could bring a game changer. Maybe he could. Renato had found out where he could find the pieces of the Sky Ripper, the legendary weapon that had exiled the lost gods. Surely a legendary weapon could win the final battle. On the other hand, his old friend Lupino had sent Renato a desperate message saying he had a brilliant scheme to save the rebellion. If Renato could only rescue him. Renato dived the Farfair.
Donc on choisit Lapino encore une fois.
Felt the heat of the jet stream. The Raven ships peeled off, not stable enough to follow him down there. Now it was time to choose. Lapino or the Sky Ripper.
Alors, Lapino. Donc celui-là ça va, pas trop de difficultés.
Lapino had apparently
Quand même
managed
être
to
concentré
confuse
sur
the
les
judge
combats,
by
mais sinon ça va.
arguing that he hadn't actually stolen a winged horse. He'd only sold it. But wait, where was the prison? The village was empty. Had everybody fled the ravens? The
Alors,
ravens had taken the town. Renato had seen villages emptied like this. All the people taken away to be sacrificed in the Emperor's secret rituals. Renato hoped the people were just hiding. He wasn't that good. Yet.
on gagne un niveau.
Landing everywhere. The advance guard. He'd better get moving. If they got to Lupino first, they'd eat him for breakfast. Or a snack. Ravens weren't picky. If they got hungry, they sometimes forgot to interrogate their prisoners. Even top spy. It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot.
Et voilà, on a le
Like
dash.
how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
Ok.
Renato had learned
Failli me prendre un coup quand même là. Faut...
time to turn it into something he could use.
Et voilà.
Dirty and bloody, Renato finally reached Lapino. The rabbit was practicing his shuffle. We capture Zenobia, we find out what she knows, and that's the whole war right there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Capture the Emperor's greatest general, who also happened to be a deadly sorcerer and his
Parfait.
only daughter. That would be worth it. On the other hand, he could still get to the
Donc
core
là,
of
on
the
va
Sky River,
chercher
even if he couldn't get
the
the whole
core.
thing. It must
Avec
have
mon
great
accent
power.
super en anglais. Hein. Et allez. Et c'est parti.
It's beautiful here, thought Renato. He was thrilled to be back with his old war buddy. He'd missed the mad
Des
rabbit,
champis.
but something was not quite right.
Allez. Ah, c'est marrant, d'habitude il y a toujours le même texte. Et là, on dirait que ça l'a... Je sais pas ce que j'ai fait qui a coupé le
And
texte.
this is why there was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
Hop.
Renato felt wrong all over.
Elle me gratte le nez.
He could feel an almost palpable sickness.
Pas le moment de jouer une main.
And if the land could have tumors, they would look like these monstrous crystals.
Allez, dernier combat.
Quiet.
De tableau.
We're in birds.
Ah, cette fois je t'ai eu.
Decorated. Renato smelled sick animals and dying ones. No
Je
help.
t'ai vu aussi, mais...
Getting a bad
Ah non.
feeling about this. Renato thought. Maybe Lapino was right.
Mal joué.
Now Zenobia instead of coming here. Renato felt
J'ai
ready
mal
to take
réagi,
on
je
new
me suis
powers.
déconcentré.
As he held the radiant icosahedron, Renato felt queasy,
C'est dommage, le...
like dozens of tiny worms. Tell you what, said Lapino. I'll take it to the observatory. You attack the Imperial outpost.
Ça va encore, mais bon. J'aurais
The
pas dû
Imperial
perdre ces points de vie là.
outpost
là.
was a vital communications node. Taking it could
Donc,
shatter the Empire's
là on va
ability to coordinate.
encore...
And it would be
ouais,
full of
ici on va essayer de monter un peu la
plans
force
and
pour augmenter le
maybe
dashing.
even rebel prisoners. It was a good target for a hero like
Voir un peu ce que
Renato.
ça donne.
But what if Lapino got the core and then
Donc après on sait que le Rebellion Base, là à date j'arrive à gagner à 15
Was
secondes.
Renato ready to take that risk?
C'est ici là, là il y a une technique, j'aimerais vraiment que ça marche, mais j'arrive pas à avoir le bon dashing. Parce que là, j'aimerais vraiment réussir à skipper un des combats qui est possible.
As Lapino vanished into the wilds of the Nexus, Renato
Là.
vaguely remembered Lapino had a baby daughter, didn't he? And he told her mother he was going out to get some Easter eggs, and he'd never come back. But Renato was relieved not to carry the core anymore. He was already feeling better. And who knows, maybe this time Lapino would get it right. And if Renato could take the outpost, he'd have access to all the Empire's communications in this sector. Right?
Merde, j'ai pas pensé à remonter mon niveau là. Bon, c'est pas grave. Ok. Oui, j'ai compris. C'est ce combat-là, je sais qu'on peut le skipper. J'arrive pas où placer le dash. En tout cas. C'est quand même pas pire, mais bon. Ça aurait été agréable d'avoir...
Renato caught his breath.
Parce que là, il y a un 15 secondes à sauver facile.
He couldn't feel the poison in his system anymore. He'd let the armature slip out of his hands to save his friend Lupino. Of course he had to let Lupino take the core. The rebellion needed every man doing his duty. And the rabbit would be no good taking on an Imperial outpost, right?
Et voilà.
Renato took the outpost with a song in his heart. Soon he was stuffing his sack
Quand
with
même une bonne,
messages from and to the
un bon
field.
gain là.
Then the fire speaker told
Bon,
shortly
Rebellion
the message.
Base,
The observatory had been sacked by ravens.
il y a moyen.
Pino and all the
Vraiment moyen d'avoir un bon temps là.
Why? Why had he trusted Lupino again? And now the Empire had the core. Renato hailed the rebel base to warn them. But their far speaker didn't
Bon.
come back.
Donc on y va là-dessus.
Base under attack too?
Devrait pouvoir réussir à tanker un peu les yeux. Si ça se passe comme le tour d'avant là.
There were Imperials everywhere in the ruins, and dead civilians. The ravens were killing
Ah,
everything
merde.
in sight. Renato was relieved to see no rebels
Ah non, c'est
among
bon,
the
je vais
dead.
monter de niveau là.
Maybe the secret base was still secret, but there were huge burn marks on buildings. What monstrous weapon was the Empire using here? The core had great power. Had they harnessed it somehow, even though they didn't have the armature?
Hop, 1, 2, 1, 2, hop, toi, vers la porte, parfait. Bon, voilà.
He could smell charred flesh and hear screams. The ruins were on fire. The ravens had rigged up the core as some kind of burning ray. They wouldn't need to know the secret location. They were burning everything. It was killing them too.
Et
The
voilà.
black feathers littered the path.
Ça c'est bon.
To take the
Ok,
core
c'était
from
chaud ça.
It was the
Mais
last
le
thing
chemin
he
commence à
wanted
être...
to do.
le routing commence à être bon. Ah. Ouh, il était proche lui.
Real sword. Ice wall. Ice. Human.
Et voilà. Ok, ça s'est pas si mal passé. Allez, ouvre-toi. Parfait. Hop, un petit dash ici. Et voilà. Ok, là. À date, ça va bien.
As the last raven fell, Renato felt worse
Hop.
than he ever
Oh.
had. The core was killing him again.
Donc maintenant, la question c'est... 31 secondes. Est-ce qu'on va augmenter encore dans les derniers combats ou pas? On va voir ça. Ah, ça serait vraiment cool qu'on descende en dessous de la 21 minutes. Là. Mais
We need one. I'll lead the charge. It will kill you, croaked the speaker. I guess it already has.
bon, du texte qu'on peut pas skipper.
She bobbed her head gravely.
À date, le son est comment?
This is over.
S'il y a un problème de son, n'hésitez pas là.
We'll name our new capital city for you.
Parce que moi, je trouve qu'avec le OBS, là, dans mon cas, ça sonne bien, là, j'ai une bonne balance. Mais quand je réécoute mes streams après, j'ai l'impression, là, j'articule déjà pas beaucoup. Mais alors là, c'est pire. Donc là, j'ai changé un peu les paramètres du micro. Ok. Good.
Everything hurt.
Allez.
It was unpleasant to fight this way. With each blow he struck with his sword, he felt weaker. Yet each time the core fired, it got brighter. As if the heat for the burning ravens and buildings only fed its hunger.
Hop.
He
Oh,
wondered where
j'ai loupé.
Lupino was. Wasn't he supposed to be in the battle? No. Well, Renado's mind was smoking now, like a burning fleet. He hoped this wouldn't take long. It was all coming back to him. He wondered what he'd remember next.
C'est pas si pire. Hop. Parfait. Hop, c'est bon. Allez, on va là, on va essayer de pas faire popper ce combat-là. Yes. Hop.
If they were going to name a capital city after him, well, he just wished he had a better name. Where was Lupino? He missed Lupino's bitter outbursts. Or did he? Lupino had gotten him into this mess, hadn't he? It was a wonderful weapon, swept fire across the fleet. Ravens exploded in its gaze, and with every heartbeat it grew brighter. He would die, but he would die every inch a hero.
J'ai loupé ma séquence.
Spectacularly, changing like the legendary heroes of lore. Or was it Yore? No, he couldn't remember.
Allez, dernier combat.
Renato wondered if it wasn't cheaper to build bridges and stairs.
Allez, allez, allez. Pas en dessous de la 21 minutes.
Renato fell to his knees. The Emperor's bodyguards were lined up before him.
Bam!
Fierce